Hello everyone, and it's Jonathan Cunningham from Storm School Safety here. Sadly, over the weekend we heard the tragic news of yet another, this has now been the third child in approximately 6 weeks to have lost their life at school. It was a 9-year-old boy from Birmingham, and this time it wasn't choking as previous, but actually it was what appears to be anaphylactic shock brought on by eating fish over lunchtime. In the next few minutes, I'm just going to cover for you the sort of six areas that I suggest you make sure that your school is abiding by, or indeed your staff. The first thing is, first and foremost, to just understand that school is going through immense anguish now. Can you imagine what the head teachers and teachers are going through? You've got issues as well in terms of HR, with the staff in terms of making sure that you've got adequate support in place, and there's also counselling support going to be required for those children. How many children actually saw the attendance resuscitation? So, and just in terms of the facts of the case, it was a Birmingham-based child, aged 9, 12:30, he went in for lunch, and at 2 o'clock the ambulance was called. So that's 90 minutes before it was so serious that they had to call an ambulance. So what happened in those 90 minutes? Well, there's some things here, and we don't know what the full details are, but some things, just reassure yourself that you are not going to be held culpable for this. And if I can just a quote from some of the social media at the moment, if the school had a policy requiring all students' meds to be handed over and held by school officials, if this was done and they could not find those drugs resulting in the boy's death, then that's negligence at the highest scale. It is believed that the teachers of this school were not able to find the EpiPen, and that's absolutely tragic. So let me just go through, right? First and foremost, make sure you've got a risk assessment of your children. Do you know those who are at greatest risk? That's first and foremost. And if you do know them, what are their symptoms and what are their allergies? Also, school catering. Your school catering team, whether it be outsourced or insourced in terms of it in the school itself, do you know, have you conducted a food allergy? Do you know what food and the allergies or the allergens that are contained within for what you're serving? The location of the EpiPens. So ideally, all children should surrender the EpiPen, not always on them. It should be centrally located and also subject to regular and routine audit. You'd be surprised how many we find when we go on schools are actually out of date. Those parents that are continually asked, and it happens in many schools, continually asked to make sure their EpiPen is handed in, make sure those that either continuously do not hand the EpiPen in for custody by the school, you've got a signature for that. So again, just to cover yourself. Do your staff know the symptoms of anaphylactic shock in terms of the reddening of the eyes, the puffiness of the lips, and also then the restriction of the breathing? And finally, make sure your staff are EpiPen and also CPR only trained. That is absolutely key within the school. It looks like this child either died from anaphylactics or indeed cardiac arrest. That's it, folks. If we can assist any further, then please get in touch. So that's Jonathan Cunningham from